I'm making this cabinet out of repurposed plywood, so I can sell it for twice the amount. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm making this for my camper, but I'm reusing some half-inch plywood I used for a bed frame before. I'm making this as an upper cabinet above my dinette, so it's going to be very long and thin. I'm ripping down 6.5-inch strips for both the top, bottom, and the sides. I'm also ripping an 8-inch piece for the back. Now, this size could vary greatly depending on whether you actually want to inset the back piece, which I'm not. You'll see later. But then I cut the top and bottom to length, and then same thing with the sides. I cut all that to 8 inches to match the back. Again, you'll see what I mean by how the size can vary later on. I finish up by just cutting the back to length, and then I have all my components ready to go, at least for the main box of the cabinet. I then cut out top and bottom dados. Now here's where you would need more dados for the back piece if you wanted it inset, but because my back piece is not going to be visible and the sides won't be visible, I'm just going to tack it on the back because that's easier. Normally you would add some grooves on the top and bottom and the sides for the back piece. But I glue everything together, just first starting with the sides, top and bottom, just putting some glue in the dados, and then clamping it together best I can with some 90-degree clamps, and then also stretching a couple clamps along the entire length. Now for attaching the back, I'm just gluing and tacking on, like I just explained. It's not going to be visible, nor is it going to be visible on the sides, so really doesn't matter in my case. Normally it would be inset in grooves, just like the top and bottom. Then I move on to the face frame, just ripping out some strips for that. I'm using 1-inch strips for the top rail, that's the word I'm looking for, and then also the stiles. But then the bottom rail is going to be a little thicker. Next I have to cut all the pieces to length. I need a lot of short stiles going across the thing because of how small this cabinet is. I'm assembling the face frame just with pocket screws. I mean, that is what they're used for anyway, so this makes it really easy. I drill out all my pocket holes, and then I just glue and clamp in place, and then it makes it way easier for actually driving in the screws without anything moving around. So if you make your own cabinet face frame with pocket screws, spend the time clamping it properly, and it'll make it a lot easier. I then just glue and tack in the face frame. I'm using pin nails and it's for my campers, so I'm really not concerned about seeing these. But biscuits or pocket screws are also great options for attaching face frames. Next I move on to the doors, just measuring the opening that I have to work with, which is about 20 inches wide and 5 inches tall. And then I rip out the frames for the doors. Now the most important measurement, I think, anyway, is going to vary based on the hinge you have. So if your hinge is going to require 1.5 inches width for your door frame, then you're kind of stuck with that. So this can vary a lot, so I'm not going to go into too much detail about the exact measurement for these doors. Instead of the table saw, I used my router table to cut out 1/4-inch grooves in all the rails and stiles, mostly because I hate installing the dado stack in my table saw. I then went to the table saw to cut out the tenons in the rails, just because I only have to take a few passes to cut that out, so that's easy. And then I test the fit. If you build doors, you should check the dry fit first just to make sure everything's snug, see how I can hold it and it's not falling apart. Then I can actually move on to assembly, gluing everything together, and I actually don't need to clamp anything in place. I just make sure everything's squared up, I test the fit, and then I just let it sit to dry, because it should be a tight enough fit where it's not going to move around and require clamps. With the glue dry, I can now add hinges to the doors. I'm just using this little spacer block I quickly threw together and using a centering drill bit just to drill out one hole in each hinge to get them lined up, and then I'll add the other holes later just because they'll be more situated in place. It'll make it a lot easier. After that, I add the handles to the doors. I'm using this neat little handle jig. This one is from Milescraft. There's a lot of different kinds from other brands. This is the one I got. First time I got to try it out. It worked pretty well. It's just good for lining up where you need to drill the holes. With the hardware on the doors, there's one last thing I had to do to the cabinet box. I had to add these little stoppers, because the doors are actually going to be inset. All I did for these is glue these in place, because there's plenty of surface area there where I'm not worried about these breaking off. And then I attached the doors. The stoppers helped actually line up the door, and I just put the hinges right up against the top of the cabinet just because that's what made the most sense for lining up the doors in my case. I then added these little pads to the stoppers just to make the doors close a little softer. I attached the rest of the doors, and the last thing I had to do is just hang this up in my camper.